What happens when you place a bouquet rose in Fagpanic system? Coming up. Hello happy YouTubers, this is Marcelina at CashierGames.com. Welcome back. I have a rose bouquet here given from a family. And what I'm going to do today, I'm going to propagate this flower in a Fagpanic system. And I'm going to show you guys how to do the technique. So stay with me until the end of the video, because before the end, I'm going to show you the result. So let's get started. So when you are going to propagate a rose bouquet, there are few requirements that you will need to do. So like what you see here, what I did, I wrapped the flower with paper towel. This is going to help keep that stem fresh and also keep the moisture so the stem doesn't dry out like what you see here. So I wrap with paper towel, and then since the flower still fresh, then you have to hold on the propagation until all the flowers wither out like what you see here. So this is ready to propagate. The next step is going to look for any sign of life. So let's take this out. Hopefully we can find a stem that is good. So if you examine the stem, it's a little bit dry out in here. I don't see any life here. How about this one? This one is nice, there is life, but you see black. About this is a good one, there's life here. We might save this, and hopefully we can get a lot of this. So some of them are not good. About this, so there is bud, this one here, we will save that. So this stem is bud here, it's also bud here, you can save this. So always choose the stem that has bud life, because otherwise you would not be able to root this stem. So let's go ahead and take this cutting. Always sterilize your pruner. So I already disinfect the pruner. Then take a new cut. You want that fresh cut. So from this part here, this is what I did in my previous propagation. So you see that bud, and then there's another bud. I will cut that portion. See that? Then after I cut the stem, I sterilize with alcohol. Now, it is ideal to have 4, 6 or 6, 8 inches, but the longer the stem, so if it is rooting, then you have a good established plant. So right here, there's a little bit damage in here. As you see, there is black, it looks like black. So I probably make a cut from that. So there is a node here. This node probably okay. So if I can save 3 node, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 4. So it is okay to cut that. Now I'm going to cut 45 angle. The 45 angle is allowing the water to absorb freely when you place this in the propagator. So I will put this right away in the water. So if you see a stem like this won't root. It's too long of a gap in here, and it is not, see, it's really soft, so avoid rooting these cuttings. This one here is damaged. See that black? You don't need that. It's black, so majority of them turns black. This one is black. Wow, there's a lot of damage here. So we just keep looking the best stem. This one here, I don't see any sign of bud. This is good one, but it's damaged below. This worst. Man, there's a lot of damage here. Okay, this one here, there is good sign. There's bud, but it's not good. How about this one here? Not good either. This one, we might keep this. So we will try this and see, hopefully. So we will cut that, and we will have another freeze cut. Is the bud here. So I will try this below the node, 45-degree angle, and this one here might be good, still hard and firm. So we'll try to cut this one here. So we will see what happens. So we cannot expect 100% rooting all this bouquet, but if we can root 3 stems, we will be happy. So this one here is not good. There's a bud sign. Well, we'll try this. So I will cut in this portion here. Oh, it's black, that's not good. Cut one here. See, it's white, that's good. And then we probably up to this. So this is a good experimentation. So if you want to learn more on propagation, how to propagate roses, guys, we have book written by Greg Seven, Rose Propagation. It's a good book. It covers a lot of materials in that book, and you can get a hand of that book and do the propagation. Not only propagate roses, but also in different type of plants you want to grow. So it covers a lot of information. So basically what we have here, it's only, how many in there? 8. So if we can root 50%, we will be happy. So let's go ahead and start our propagation. Alright, so the success in rooting the cuttings influence with your propagation site, what type of propagation you use. In this case, we're using the Fagpanic system because it is great in rooting the cuttings. And then the second success is the type of hormones that you are using. So we're going to use the Clonix gel because it's an active hormone that is going to help us root these cuttings. Now the third requirement is getting a viable fresh stem, and it seems like these are fresh, but we will see what happens. All right, when I do my propagation, when I propagate roses, I just cut 45-degree angle. At this time, I'm going to injure the stem because the injury is also helping to create more callousing. So if you injure the stem, so the hormones is going to work with that, the you know, to compensate the damage. So if I take a cut here like that, so this is going to increase the callousing. Just experiment it, guys. So always submerge into the water right away because you don't want to lose too much moisture. And I have a video on how to propagate Floris rose, and I had a good success on that. So watch that video in addition to this one. So don't waste or trust your bouquet. And did you know a lot of rose bouquet tossed away in the trash? Roses are everything. I love roses, guys, and it can use any occasion. Use in the wedding, in the funeral. Use also to reconcile your girlfriend or boyfriend, or even a friend. If you had a argument with your friend, grow rose and give to your friend, and believe me, your friend will be happy. Okay, so we enjoyed this theme. So our next step is the rooting hormone. So I always encourage you guys and recommend you to use Clonix, and I have used Clonix for so many years. I use any type of Clonix before, but when I found this product, I stick to it. Because what it does, I'm going to show you here, just a little bit drop here. Because the gel, see that gel in there? If you stick the cutting, if you coat it, it sealed the wound. See that? It's sealed. Once it dries out, now you keep this steam for a few seconds. You want the chemical to absorb in the steam. Just place in that. Now, when you place the cutting in the Fagpanic system, the Clonix gel is still sticking into the steam and it doesn't remove so quickly. It's not the same as the powder, that most of the powder when you insert into the Suelis media, majority of them off. But the Clonix gel, stick it in there, and that is cool about it. And it is also a fast rooting chemicals, and it contains 3% of butyric acid, which is going to boost this root development. That's why if you use Clonix gel, you will see that root is exploding. Look at that. So always just soak it. And there's a lot of product in terms of Clonix. I use Clonix gel, also Clonix clone solution, because if you use Fagpanic system, you definitely need a Clonix clone solution. I also have a video on that, on how to build and set up your cloning machine. I would encourage you guys to watch that video, and also how to propagate plants in the Fagpanics. And I will link the product below this video if you guys interested into Fagpanics, and I think it's cool product, and especially if you are growing a lot of plants, and if you are into sealing your plants, I think going Fagpanics is the best because it is easy to root the cuttings and it is faster. Alright, so we will sit that for a while. Alright, so rooting your cuttings is based on the propagator that you use. So this is my propagation site, and I have multiple of Fagpanic system that I use here. As you can see, look at this. This is the geranium. Look at that. It's flowering and it is not rooting. So I'm going to remove the flower of this plant. I just keep it in there because it's beautiful. Look at that. But I definitely remove that because I don't want the energy focusing on producing that flower instead of producing fruit. So by removing the flower, it will start rooting. So using Fagpanic system influence your rooting activity. And always make sure that you check the Fagpanic system to make sure it is working, and so far it's working. I just cleaned this the other day, so it's fogging. Now we're going to use this. Alright, so let's go ahead and place our cuttings in the fog machine. Now some of these insert you can place few cuttings like this one here. So what I did, this is so cool when you open like that. Look at that, there is a groove, so I can place my cutting here. I can put, so when you do the cutting, make sure that half of that, this node in here, half of that submerged down, so that the mist can work on that area, so you don't dry out your cuttings. So what I did in my previous rose propagation, so I place like that, and then I will add another one here. So I probably add 3 cuttings in here. It's an easy activity, guys. See, like that, and then you just close it and put it back in the knit cap. This is the smaller knit cap. Oh no, it's not. So that's easy. Now I will place this back in the system, and I will put label, always label. I put florist, time, April 17. So I will place that so I know what plant I propagated. So stay with me because I'm going to give you a tour of the rose that I grew from florist, and then after that we will do a review and maybe give you an insight of what you need in order for you to have a successful rose propagation. Alright, so this is the rose I propagated from the florist, and I had no idea what rose is this. It looks like that is the problem if you propagate a florist rose, because you don't know, probably they came from Ecuador or any places in the country. But as you can see, I place it in the pot. See that in the pot? And I want to take it out, but the problem is that it grows down below. So if I uproot this, it might disturb the plant. So I just leave it in there, and then I put a stick because I cover it on the winter time. So this is pink rose, and probably this is, if I believe this is English rose. And these are also florist rose, and you know florist rose, they are designed for cuttings, so they will grow tall. But what I did, I chopped them short like that so that they don't grow tall. And this is already this is from previous years that I propagated, and I had few cuttings but only few rooted. But at least I have the rose, so I can enjoy this. And here's another one that I'm going to show you guys. Okay, so this is another florist rose that I propagated a few years ago, and this is dark purple, and it was so beautiful. So one of a friend asked me if I can grow instead of throwing it in the trash. So I did, but only out of 10 cuttings, I only had 3 successfully rooted, and the rest of the cuttings died. So this is beautiful once it is, and when you see blooming, as you can see here, it's already blooming. Now I'm going to show you another florist rose that I grew in the Fagpanic system. Alright, hopefully you can see it. So that's another plum rose. Look at that, that's so beautiful, and it's flowering now. So these are all from cuttings. So if you guys have a bouquet, rose bouquet, don't throw it away. Save the flower. And you never know, you might be able to root those cuttings if you watch me how I propagated the rows. And then once you are successful rooting the cuttings, then you can grow them in the raised bed or container like what I have here. So these are all from cuttings. And as you can see, look at that, it's beautiful rows that you have no idea what kind, but hey, it's just like as long that you enjoy the flower, you know, if you love the bouquet, then you love the real plant too. My plants, look at that, it's so beautiful. And this is a dark pink, and it's beautiful. Look at that. If you enjoy watching this video, hit like. Also don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Share this video to everyone. Sharing is caring. Share the love. Oh, not this. So what happens when you place rose bouquet in the Fagpanic system? Let's check it out. Here you go, guys. So look at that. It's not enough root here, and we produce quite of leaves here. So out of 8 stems, we only rooted 2, so the rest of them rotted. So we cannot expect 100% rooting the florist rose, but at least we had one. This is a yellow rose, and this is going to be awesome in my garden. So I'm not going to transplant this yet because there is less root system, and I would probably remove the leaves so the energy can focus into making roots. Fagpanic system is awesome, guys, and if you want the system, I will link this product in the video. Check it out. You can buy the Fagpanic system on Amazon. They have different sizes. You can go for smaller one, or you can go larger system depending what size would you want to propagate plants. And it is easy, really fast method of propagation. And if you are selling your plants online, then this is the best system to have in the garden because you have more success in rooting the cuttings. So if you have any question, guys, write your comments below. And thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.